Yeah, and Sebastian Dog. Oh, there he is. Will you nick the cup out? Oh, dear, what you like? Well, some more crazy shit has happened. Container lorry and toppled it, didn't it? In the back of it, it had monkeys. A whole load of monkeys. And no, it wasn't Marco Rubio and JD Vance. No. As a bunch of research monkeys. It's monkeys that were sprawled across the road and decided that they were going to go, well, for a little trot somewhere. Yes, they decided to go and see what's about. Yeah. What do they carry under their arms or probably in their bloodstream? COVID, hepatitis C, herpes. Yeah, yeah. So don't touch them if you see them. Keep well away. All right. If you've seen the film, haven't you, with Dustin Hoffman? All right, the little monkey. It's just what the fuck is going on? It's just absolutely crazy. Everything's gone bloody bonkers. It has. Anyway, hello everybody, and actually I've seen 7 people there so far, but there again, we've only just gone live. That we have. Well, it's yet another Sunday, and Putin's decided to send Venezuela. Now, let's be honest, right? Bolsonaro is, he's not a great geezer, is he? He's a bit of an ass. Let's be honest. He's a human rights abuser, but there again, so is Donald Trump. The orange shits and pants, and they should love each other. They should really get on and hug. They should, yeah. Well, Putin sent a rather large aircraft that he has to Venezuela, which includes, unfortunately, a lot of these, a load of stuff inside a 76. It's I can't say its name. I've got it here somewhere. Is it? An Ilyushin. Anyway, it's an aircraft, and it's a 76. It has a bloody great big cargo plane. It's huge. It looks a bit like a Heinkel on the front. It's got all these little extra windows. Let me show you. It's got all these little extra windows on the front here. Look at that. All right? It's crazy. So you can look through your feet. You've got to take your boots off or something. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, little tiny windows. But anyway, that was full of stuff. Now, there is a theory flying about. Now, we're fairly confident that was full of munitions, weapons. Obviously, to fight off the Americans. The crazy ones, that is. Anyone that is, deciding to go along with Donald Trump breaking laws. Well, I've got a dog in now. Could that take me up my flow? He's barked at the door. They always want to go out at the wrong time, they do. There you go. There she is. Where are you going? Oh, that way, she's probably going to get some water. There's water in here, though. But, there's... Can you remember Shishkin? The geezer who got... he tried to do a coup d'etat on Putin. Because his militia was they've been beaten to pieces, basically, by Ukrainians, and he wasn't very happy about it, so he decided to do a coup d'etat. Anyway, they had an agreement, they shook hands, yes, and the agreement was he was going to fly out, I think he was going to go to Belarus or somewhere. Anyway, Putin decided to shoot back the sky to kill them. Yeah, it's just what happens. Anyway, the Wagner Group still is doing its thing, and there is some conspiracy theories. I'm not going to say it's what's happening because I can't find any evidence to prove it. But a lot of people are saying, because it can hold about 200 people on that plane. And I think it's more likely just weapons, personally. And there might be a few people on there, but I think it's mainly, for training purposes, but I think it's mainly going to be weapons. Yeah, Russia's supplying Venezuela with a load of weapons. You see, they're allies, aren't they? It's like China and Venezuela, they're allies. All the same ilk, aren't they? That's why I can't understand why Donald Trump don't get on with them. It's crazy. Now, some people say it's because of the oil. Some people say it's because it's, oh, crikey, what was it? The oil, and what else I read? the drugs, the fentanyl, and the tylenine. Was it tyroline? Tylenine? Tylenol? 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 Tylenol. That's it. That's the one. You know, okay, fentanyl coming from Venezuela. You know, as a route via, from China to there. But that's bollocks, isn't it? Half that stuff is bollocks, you know. It's like all those boats going across there. Some of them would be suspect, the ones that have been blown up, because they do have some whopping great outboards on them. I don't know if a fisherman would have outboards like that. That's not normal. So they've got like 4 great big old 100 horsepower outboards on the back, you know, on the back of these boats. That's for speed. That's not for fishing. You'd use more fuel than you gained in blinking the amount of fish they could get on those boats. So that didn't make a lot of sense to me. But they weren't all like that, to be fair. So I wouldn't be surprised some of them that they've blown up are, drug boats. But that's not the point, is it? You say, he's given them a death sentence for drugs. So that's in foreign waters, in Venezuelan waters. Now, Bolsonaro he's offered everything, isn't he? Well, yeah, we'll do this for you, we'll do that for you. And Trump doesn't really want to know, he's not interested. It's all very handy for him, isn't it, to be able to just call shit, basically, you know, and he's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. Yeah, I know, I can hear you, Sebastian, down there. No, I can. Let's get the chat out here so I can see the chat properly. Why can't people just get on, you know? There we are. It's quite hard, though, when there's MAGA exists. That doesn't help, does it? I don't think so. Anyway, we got here. We have got... Wayne's World of Science and Technology. Oh, hello there. Hope you're well. Hey, Marcus, yeah, that's me. Again, Marcus and all. And Vertigo, hello, my friend. And Colin Swigham. I hopped on today. Hello there. And good evening, Marcus. 91 days. Hello, my friend. Hope you're well. Before anyone comes, one of the dogs lost right back leg. It's paralysed. Oh, crikey. We found a big lump, a tumour's back. Blimey, sorry about that, mate. We've got a problem with Sebastian. He's got a bad lump on his breast, a large cyst at the moment. But because he's got heart problems, the vet doesn't want to operate on him. Which I obviously understand. But sorry to hear that, my friend. Take care, won't you? Give him a hug. Your glasses are thick. Really? No? Do you know these are actually with safety specs for the workshop? I just couldn't be bothered to take them off. You know. I don't really care what I look like. These are literally very focal safety specs. Only +2s, so it can't be that thick. Como glasses. Oh, no, he'd be like that if it's Como. Oh, there. Hey, do you talk about politics? Yes, we do. And all the shit and stupid stuff that's going on. Yeah, that's right, we do. We do talk about politics on the channel, what have you. And try and have a bit of fun with it as well, because it's just stupid. A lot of it is just stupid. A lot of it don't make any bloody sense. It's absolute madness. You know, you've got all sorts of shit going on at the moment, and all it's doing is making people's lives harder. Obviously, with these at the end of these SNAP payments, and oh my God, when I keep hearing people going on about, there's a lot of clips going on about at the moment. With, you know, the toast lady basically just she's eating a bit of toast, basically trying to mock those who are going to lose their SNAP payments, and then there's a whole load of these videos, people trying just to get to get the views. And when it comes down to it, you know, it just really irritates me because, quite frankly, nobody really knows what these people's lives are like. And if they go into a supermarket or what have you, a store, buy something. Well, so bloody what? None of your bloody business, is it? Just because you don't like what they bought. And quite frankly, yeah, sometimes it's dearer to buy fresh food than it is to buy all the junk. And that's the same in the UK. You can buy so much big junk in the UK, just stuff in boxes, and it's cheap as chips. Really, it's more expensive than it used to be, obviously, but it's cheaper than vegetables. I mean, unless you're just going to be eating carrots. They are obviously things like that are cheap, like root vegetables and stuff. And the same here, it's where I'm in France. This time of year we tend to eat a lot of frozen veg and make them into soups and broths and stuff like that. But in the summer we grow it. So and we try and keep what we can for as long as we possibly can. When we get a glut, we do a canning, what have you, and we if there's a dystopian future, we have got a lot of food, all right, and we're not going to tell you where we are. We want it to last as long as possible, that we do. And seeds and all sorts of stuff we've been storing, because who knows what's around the corner at the moment. You've got Putin testing missiles, and now Trump is saying, we're going to test missiles now. That sounds like fun. Let's blow some shit up. Yeah, let's pollute the planet even more. Lovely. Crikey. How do you... I'm curious, what do you think about the meetings between Trump and Erdogan in Turkey? Well, I haven't followed the Turkey meetings at the moment. Obviously, there's a lot going on regarding South Korea and China, President Xi. Is there going to be... Actually, it hasn't happened, has it? Trump was hoping to meet with North Korean Kim Jong-un, but I don't think he has. Or is he going to? Who knows? But anyway, that is... Well, in some ways that's hilarious, all right? There was... the Korean president, the new Korean president, and... Well, no, Japan's got a new president, but they've got the Korean president giving Trump a gift, and that's this little golden crown. And he was making a big deal about this golden crown and what have you. It seems a bit ironic when you got the people in the United States doing the No Kings protests, and there's Trump giving his little crown. Was he trolling him by any chance? Makes you wonder. It really does. It's like he was mocking him. I don't know if it was deliberate or not. I don't know. But that was just nuts. It was just nuts. Walmart will get snapped. Well, Walmart is going to have a bit of a trouble, aren't they? Because Walmart is, they get a lot of these snap payments, don't they? So if the snap payments are not coming through, because obviously they've been cancelled for November, but these people ain't going to be spending their money in Walmart. And obviously other stores, but that accept these snap payments. So it's going to hurt Walmart, and maybe it's a good thing. These corporations need to be feckin' hurt. If you've got car loans and shit like that, that's just them controlling you. Do we really need half this shit? I just come to this realisation: I've got no loans, all right, or anything like that. I've got rid of everything. All I've got loan. Is it loan? Well, not really. It's just like a casual electric bill or stuff like that. I mean, you get it before you pay for it. So effectively, it's finance, I suppose. But we do our electric is a very small bill because we have our solar and our wind turbines and stuff, which do produce quite a bit. We're about 70% self-sufficient, which is not bad. Now, the best thing you can do is, if it's, I know it's hard for people, but get rid of the debt. Do your best to that's freedom. Getting rid of the debt is freedom. It's so easy to desire. Well, people desire stuff, and you ask yourself, do you need it or do you want it? And make those choices. I understand with a car maybe and stuff like that, and obviously mortgages, but it just means that they own you. You don't own that house, you have a responsibility to make sure it's kept in good condition for the benefit of the mortgage company in case of times when the market plummets and stuff. It's frustrating. It really is. No, these people though, it's just they don't care about us. None of them do. Way over here in Europe, in France, in the United States, or argue that it's the same in Canada and other places. Do they really care about the billionaires certainly don't, do they? Otherwise, they'd be doing their bit to help people, but they don't. It's just take from you. That's the thing about finance and loans. And I know it's difficult. Credit cards. And now that things are tough, people are going to start refinancing stuff, which means they're going to have more finance than they need. Or that they can manage, not need, is the wrong word. Finance that they can actually maintain. Pay those monthly fees. And then what happens? You get to the end of the term for the low price credit and what have you, and then all of a sudden you're paying the full whack. And you don't have the money to pay the card off because you overspent on it. Been there, done it, never again. So no, I haven't got the credit cards. I just got my Visa card, which comes straight out of the bank, basically. And I won't do anything like that anymore. It's definitely feel a lot freer. It does mean saying that if you need money in a hurry, you've got to have it, or not the finance, but you've got to obviously have the money available, or you have to save up. It has to wait, We Pandora, stop licking your bum. Oh, look at there in the background. She's licking their chocolate starfish. It's disgusting. Stop doing it, Dora. Oh, it's not a nice sound, my girl. So how can I distract? I can distract her with a treat. That's what I can do. What's that? I'm distracting you with a treat. So hopefully they'll stop licking your bum. Crikey, dogs, eh? Look at that gross. Next minute they'll be licking your face. Right, so going back to Venezuelan so-called, regime change, because that's what some people are calling it, aren't they? It's just pretty much what it is. Senator Scott, he said that to spread freedom and democracy and send a warning to Cuba, he said. And then the Senator Graham, he said, drugs, they've got to control the drugs all coming out of Venezuela. And a warning is to Colombia. And then the former ambassador, James Story, oil and natural resources, he says, basically oil, they've got shitloads of oil. I think they supplied them to Cuba now as well. Tied to China and Russia, yes, very much so. And Maduro, human rights violations and that they're going on about. But yet their own bloody president has done exactly the same. With ICE, we're trying to tell me that in human rights violation. They're on the bloody human rights watch list. The United States is. And Trump said it's all about immigration. So it doesn't sound like they've really got a handle on this, does it? It's So what is it? So what is it? What is the reason behind it? Is it all that stuff? It's just one half don't know what the other half is doing. That's what it seems like to me. And what's all going on and what have you? They're still demolishing or doing their thing. He's sacked all the people that maintain aesthetics regarding the White House and other big buildings. So apparently they didn't like what he was doing. They didn't like his designs. So he got on probably by Grok. So he sacked them all. And apparently, I say apparently, but it's an inside source. They said that the contractor went to Trump and said to him, it'd be a lot cheaper for you if we just knocked the whole lot down, including the corridory bit, the whole block. And Trump's response was, he used the F word, and then he said, can you do it at night? That is a tactic. When if you want to demolish something, once it's gone, isn't it? You know, when you want to demolish something, it's done. You know, you're more likely to get something there, and they're more likely to go along with what he wants. Especially with this lot, they're all in his pocket anyway, aren't they? Hey, Douglas, hello, my friend. Nigel Farage asked me to give you some beer money. Did he really? And told me to tell you that you are doing a great job. Oh, thank you, Nige. Yeah, up the raw, Nige. Ah, you stupid idiot. Oh, if you want on about, after I just said a rather derogatory term that's from Ireland, it's Nigel Farage does these cameos. He earns about 140 grand a year from these cameos. So basically, people send him things they want him to say, and then he charges them like 80, 90 quid or something, and he says that and posts it online, posts it on his on his TikTok and his YouTube. A lot of them are stupid. Like, who's heinous? Who heinous? Who's heinous? I've won a hump a lot. Yeah, cheers, Douglas. Hello, man. I hope you're well, my friend. Didn't see you there. Golden boy. Ooh. As a Russian, I want Russia to join the European Union and keep the Americans out of the EU, and we will have peace for eternity. Do you really think that would happen? But to be honest, a lot of the Russians they're making good use of the European Union and London. You know, laundering money through all these buildings, including Trump Tower. So there's a big problem with the USA is people can finance homes, flats, cars, and trucks with no money down. You got 20% down, and it's normal for a loan. But that did happen, didn't it? After the crash, that was harder to get mortgages and what have you, without putting anything down. You know, zero deposit and all that. But it's obviously easy again now, isn't it? You know, the interest rates were artificially held too low. So all that's done is just people have actually got too much debt. They've overstretched them. It should never gone down to like 0.25%. It's ridiculous. This is in the UK, that is. Absolutely ridiculous, you know. And it's no way can that be sustainable. Because people with a little bit of money in the bank, a little bit of savings, what have you, they earn deadly squats, so they end up risking their money, end up losing it when the next crash comes along. It's madness. It's madness. You know, I think we need to simplify our lives. I really do. And for someone, I love all the tech and stuff like that, but I also love the idea of I love simplicity. I love the idea of being able to grow my food, eat my food, cook my food, you know, and make shit from stuff. You know, I'm a woodworker, so I'm a creative person. So that's kind of what I like to do anyway. So to me, there's no biggie. But when I've had customers come here picking up shutters or doors or what have you, and I had one woman come and she was, you know, she wasn't that old. I suppose she was in her late 30s, and when she was talking, it sounded like she was going to be, do the good life kind of thing, but no, not at all. They then started talking about the price of baked beans, and she'd only eat Heinz baked beans. I said, you can't get beans here. Well, actually, you can get beans here. You can, all the supermarkets sell beans. You can also get Heinz baked beans, but obviously they're more expensive. You know, they shouldn't be because they're probably made in the Netherlands anyway, and not in the UK. So it's just stupid. And this woman won't put a spade in the ground. It sounds like too much like hard work, she goes. Oh, God. It doesn't have to be hard work. It is to start with, because you've got to clear your land and do what you've got to do. But, once you get it going, once you get your land sorted out, it's actually relatively easy. It's not that difficult. And crikey, the tomatoes are to die for, that they are, and the peppers. Oh, believe me. Oh, they're so good they are. I didn't know peppers are sexed. Do you know that? If you look at the bottom of a pepper, they've either got 3 lumps, like 3 buttocks, right, or 4 buttocks. More the fun, right? So you got 4 buttocks, so like 4 lumps underneath the tomato. You know, where it comes around and you get the shape at the bottom, all right? Now, a male pepper, okay, has 3. 3 bumps, all right? A female one has 4 bumps. Now, if you're going to eat your pepper raw, you're better off with the 4 bumps, right? Better flavour, okay? But if you're going to cook your pepper, you have more flavour with the, I can't do it at 3 bumps. just useless information for you. So, maybe they're all male ones, all female ones. I don't know. Maybe they're getting together, they're getting jiggy with it. I ain't got a clue. No. Oh, dear me. It's all fun, isn't it? Eh? Let's go to live chat. That's better. Okay, live. I hope you're well, my friend. Breaking, the Senate has just voted 50 to 46 to strip Donald Trump of his power to impose tariffs. Multiple Republicans joined Democrats to, I saw that. Only 4, I think 4 Republicans joined, didn't they? And to shut them down. They're not going to listen to it, though. It's more of a symbolic vote, unfortunately. And that might be why the Republicans joined him, because it probably, doesn't really mean a lot to him. But it's not going to stop the tariffs. But not from what I read, anyway. Yeah, I think that was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Oh, I know, but it's madness. These tariffs, and now is it the 1st of November? Is it Saturday when the tariffs another 10% on Canada? Oh, idiot! On top of all the other tariffs, this is just nuts. And it's only hurt. And he's now considering putting tariffs on, the extra 10% on Canadian oil as well. That just hurts American people, doesn't it? Doesn't make any sense. But he don't care. He's happy for you lot to pay for it in the United States and pocket the cash. Go towards his little ballroom. Why the heck does he need a ballroom? He ain't there to dance. No. For Christ's sake. I can't even fathom the monumental shift, says Douglas, that would have to occur. The series of events that would see Russia join the European Union, well, after all these sanctions and that as well. It would be great to see it. What's up, Sebastian? Well, it would be great to see at some point in the future, providing that there's regime change, providing Putin ain't there. And the media is not state-owned propaganda. To be honest, that would not meet the criteria anyway, because obviously you have to have free and fair elections, right? They ain't got that at the moment. They haven't had free and fair elections pretty much ever since Putin got in. Anyone who goes up against them, they try and register themselves as an opposition. All of a sudden, miraculously, they lose their registration. They won't register them. Or they get poisoned in the underpants, that they do. End up dying in a gulag somewhere. Why the hell did he go back to Russia? That's nuts. He could have got asylum anywhere, and caused mischief for Putin from anywhere, couldn't he? But he went back and they just arrested him. It's nuts. But there would be riots like EU has never seen. Never will they ever be considered. But you can't never say never, because you don't know what happens in the future and how the country could shift. They've had some pretty major shifts, obviously from the Soviet Union and into this fake democracy. Well, it's democracy that happens to be fake. So it could have happened, I don't know. It's a long way off, put it like that. He's going to have the same interior design that Russian oligarchs use. What could go wrong? You're talking about the ballroom. He's going to put all domes on the roof, isn't he? Little copper domes and shit. The pointy bits on. Oh, even Melania doesn't like it. She's not happy about this bloody, Minaria. She's not happy about this bloody ballroom at all either, is she? She's been speaking out about it. He'll be dragging his left side in this ballroom as after he had another stroke. He didn't move any legs, don't move. He just do that. A bit like that. Then a bit like that. That's the official Trump dance. The Republican regime says, let them eat ballroom. Pretty much, isn't it? It's just all these people, like, go on about these people who have to get food stamps, like they're not even at work. A little bit, majority of people probably actually are at work. You can get you get food stamps, don't you? SNAP payments. If you're working, it's assistance. It's in the name. It's going to have and a need for capitalism and a need for greed. Greed is the maker's problem. Human nature as well. Greed is human nature, unfortunately. We tend to want more than we need. Always. It's always the case, isn't it? Capitalism should work, really. But it's never going to work because of human greed. There's always going to be somebody out there who's going to want more and happy to step on people's toes to get it. Or just step on the people's toes to get it. You've got the nastiest people out there. The billionaires and all that, they're fucking assholes, let's be honest. They can see what's going on around them. They could sort this problem out regarding the SNAP payments, couldn't they? They could do something. But no, they won't do nothing. They won't do fucking anything. It's just crazy. It's the most horrible people. And then you got those horrible people getting released from prison. Like, is it Diddy going to be released soon? For Christ's sake, What were all these individuals who pardoned for January 6th, and some of them ended up back inside again for crimes, including sex crimes? People are awful, absolutely awful people. And I just wonder, where do we go from that? I think people are going to get to a point, the bulk of the population is going to get to a point where they have enough. And a general strike is key, isn't it? You've got to pull back from feeding these bloody billionaires with your money. Because we're the ones who make them rich. They've got our money, right? They provided a service that we might have wanted. Already, those services should have got cheaper, shouldn't they? If they're making that much money. But no, they don't. They just make shitloads of money. And then you got the situation with stocks and shares and that, which don't get taxed until you actually draw on them. So they could be, you could have your wealth all in stocks and shares, and you can borrow against that. That's what Elon Musk did, didn't it? For Twitter. But the thing is, you can't really on the stocks and shares. You cannot actually tax these billionaires on the shares. So they hold it. They might hold it in a company or whatever, might just be on land somewhere. A building, even, just a building. But it's unrealised gain. It's money that's effectively, you transferred your money into shares because you bought some shares, but at that point it might not have made any money, but equally it could lose money. It's unrealised gain. You haven't taken it out. A bit like people who buy like properties, what have you, and rent them out. The only time when they pay any tax on that gain, there's still the unrealised gain, as in the value accrues of the property. But the only time they actually pay any taxes is when they pay the taxes on the rent that they might earn at certain, reduced rates. Now, let's say, for instance, you're worth, unrealised gain and you're worth, say, 300p for argument's sake, we can't tax that money in stocks, can you? Because they haven't sold them yet. So you're worth the money, but you don't actually have the money. And the view is that money that's held in stocks and shares, it may accrue value, very likely does, but also could crash. And you could lose all that money. So how do you tax something that you might lose on? You get a tax rebate, maybe. I don't know. People do this all the time. And see, I mentioned the other day, actually, that in the UK we have these things called asset holding companies where foreign investors can invest in asset holding companies. Anyone can have one, British citizens, but foreign investors are protected. They don't pay no tax on it, which is nuts. So they can accrue shitload of money. They can buy a bit of land somewhere. I don't know, a couple of years that's gone up, 10, 20%. So they made a load of money, all right? They can take that money out and do what they like with it without paying any tax on it. If you are a foreign citizen, foreigner, If you're a Brit, you've got to pay the tax on it. Which you should do, because it's gain. There's a profit and loss there as well, because obviously you've got the cost of the investment and stuff like that, but then you've got the equity and the value of the property, and it's crazy. It's buffering, is it? Shit, what is my internet doing? Actually, what am I connected to? Oh, that's why. Just a second. I might go off briefly. Is that better? I was on the D-Link, which is right through a 2.5 feet of a stone wall, which is there. Because that's through there. We have to have all these boxes around the blinking house to cope with the internet because the walls are so thick. Hopefully that's better. It's now connected to the box, which is literally just down there. So I didn't think about that. I had the phone on charge through the other room, you see, so it didn't swap over. Yeah, thanks, Mad Monk. Yeah, that's it was on my end. I think Northern Ireland should be charged in rental and investment income. Why? How long has it been doing that for? Has it been doing it for a while? So it's not normally that bad, is it? But obviously that's my fault. Is that better now? Used to be a luxury tax. Is that still a thing? A luxury tax? I don't think it is. Not as far as I know. What, if you're buying luxuries? No, it's all just done on VAT now. If you buy, value added tax. Here in France, we have a thing called TVA. It's basically the same. Still value added tax. Thick is good. Thick what? Take care, Mad Monk. Be good. Thanks a lot, my friend. Hey, Joe. Hey, my friend. One leaves and one pops in. Say hi to the spanners. They do help. They help a lot. The guy who had a British car show years ago uses his farm as a tax haven. No, yes. Yeah, you're talking about, oh my God, he's a horrible piece of work. He is the guy, he punched his producer. Oh my God, I can't remember his name now. Oh, he's always got a beer in his hand. Yeah. From Top Gear. I get brain fog, I do quite often. I'm spending fibromyalgia. It's terrible. I don't watch it anymore though, because I did actually used to like Top Gear, but not anymore. It's a bit shit. Jeremy Clarkson, that's it, Jeremy Clarkson. Oh, you already said it for me, thank you. The Republicanism, how do I say that? I think it's successful in 1964. The Republicanism is a fascist disease. I have to agree with you on that. It's just, and it's spreading. It's spreading. But like here in Europe as well, there's a rise of the right, and But to be fair, even they are looking at what's going on in the United States, and they think, oh, don't like that. You know, I don't think they're as bad as the Trump lot, as these MAGA lot. They're crazy, absolutely bonkers. So they're idiots. I hate to say it, but these people with little red hats on, the majority of them are just so. They've got this such a lack of understanding about anything. And it sounds really snobby and obnoxious to say that, but it's true though. It's just so many of them like that. And even those who claim that, or, try and come over as being, well, they are educated, some of them are, they're just doing it for the wrong bloody reasons, they're just trying to profiteer from it. Keep friends with Trump because he'll look after us. Yeah, take it, not Mad Monk. Running out of wine. I've actually got a bottle of wine here. It's only a really cheap bottle, $1.79 for a bottle of wine. That's a Spanish wine. That's just a cheap. It's just NOZ, and it's they just have like all the end of line type stuff coming, and cheap wine. It's actually quite nice actually. I quite like Spanish wine, so. There we come. Yeah, you're right. Yes, he bought a farm. It is a disease. I think it is. It is a disease. He should have gone to jail for punching the worker. Yeah, he should have done. It's like he was surprised that he got sacked. It was stupid. Someone in the United States was arrested for posting a meme that quoted Trump. The US has lost his tiny mind. It's just like a geezer who reposted pictures of JD Vance. He got across the border and got arrested. The ones of JD Vance with a big puffy face. Old Smokey. Oh, dear. So the UK don't think the government should work harder to close tax loopholes for the billionaires, rather increase taxes for the masses. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, that is what they're doing then. I don't know if you know this in the US, if you know what we're talking about. What they've done, they're planning to do, is increase 2% tax on income tax, the tax you pay when you earn your money. But they're going to reduce the national insurance, which is the money, basically national health insurance, which goes to the healthcare. They're going to reduce that by 2%, so they say. So those on lower incomes would potentially be better off, but those on higher incomes will end up paying a lot more tax, considerably more tax. I think I got that right from what I've listened to. I was listening to it early today, but yeah, I don't know. I think that they were handed such a bad set of cards, and now any little tiny scandal isn't even really a scandal. It's like this thing with Rachel Reeves. She's the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, in the UK government. She basically takes care of the coffers. And something about a form that was supposed to, or certificate she's supposed to have signed and paid the fee for because she's renting a property out for somebody. I mean, and it's supposed to be done by the agent. But she's obviously getting a lot of grief about it. The thing that annoys me about this, you've got the right-wing press jumps on something like that, but yet they didn't say anything about the fact that Richie Sunak's wife took the COVID loan money for a company that she owns called Mrs. Wordsmith that was literally 9 million in debt and about to go bankrupt, took the COVID loan money, and it lasted another couple of years, and then went bankrupt anyway. Sounds a bit like money laundering to me, but it's just a whole load of people as well who worked for it didn't get paid. And then you've got what about Boris the Pfeffel Johnson? When they had after all that, they got Novichok poisoning and what have you. In the UK, they had a security meeting in Europe. And he decided, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come and see my Russian friends. Yeah, literally. It just went and gone and partied in somebody's villa I think it was in Italy, but it was owned by Russians. This is Boris Johnson. I think he was the foreign secretary at the time or something. You know what I mean? But he's before he became the prime minister. I think it was. Yeah, I get it right in my head. There's just so much of that stuff that the Tories, the Conservatives do all the time. Yet the small, tiny little things, the press, the media, jumps on it like a ton of bricks. Yet all the crimes that the Conservative Party's doing, they can't play, it's ignore. And you've got the same problem in the United States with the bloody MAGA lot. In the Trump regime. You've got the Fox News, it's all owned by the right wing because they can make money that way. News Corp and Maxwell and the past. And that Aussie geezer with the saggy tits, keeps marrying younger women just so they could, wipe his chocolate starfish for him. It's just, these people are just, Murdoch, Rupert Murdoch. It's just, they just know what sells papers. And they know the majority of the people are thick, unfortunately. They're thick and they're easily swayed by these papers, these news outlets. And it's just like Reform in the UK and, people who follow Nigel Farage. They ain't that bright, okay? They don't see nuances. They don't seem to understand how things work and work things out properly, and say, oh, actually, you can't do that because of that, a nuance. But no, everything's just straightforward. It's if you come over in their boats, you could just take them back to France. They're supposed to come to stay in the first country. No, they're not. No. You could have probably done that while we're in the European Union, but now we're out of the European Union because of the stupid old fucking Brexit. You can't do that. And that's just how it is, Unfortunately, people are dumb. It's yeah. Some people want to learn, though, to be fair. What's up, Sebastian? He's going, yeah, look. Is that him telling you what a treat? Oh, she's fast asleep. So I'll leave her alone. You see her. She's snoring. Oh, dear me. I think it's a shame, to be honest, with everything that's going on. The United States is a beautiful country. Some of the places are fantastic. I'm not talking about all the cities and stuff, but, Red Rock and all that crap, that stuff like that. And it's just, it's like the UK, Britain, England. It's lovely. There's some really, really nice places and some really nice people. Unfortunately, there's a whole lot of fucking horrible people and all. They just ruin everything. There's always a minority, it seems, that just mess everyone. They're always loudest, aren't they? They really are. They're always the loudest. No comprendo. Okay. If propaganda didn't work, advertising wouldn't exist. Spot on, Andy F. Exactly. I used to have this argument with my children. They said, I say that so you don't think advertising works? You don't think it plants the seed, I'd say. And they said, no, I won't be swayed by advertising. Well, maybe you won't. But they're still planting a seed. It's still making you remember a product or what have you. The only reason you're not going to buy it is because you've got the money. But some people would. They're reaching so many people. It's a numbers game, isn't it? It's just a numbers game. Now, when we used to do my business in the UK and that, we used to do all sorts of promotions. We had radio advertising with Radio Broadland, and so we advertised on there. We advertised in the papers. But do you know the thing that worked the best? Flyers. We used to get shitloads of bloody flyers printed up with all the details on, and obviously the company, limited company numbers and stuff, and with obviously a list of things we do. And we used to pay a company to go around and put them in people's doors. And that was surprisingly effective. It was more effective than the papers, more effective and cost effective than the radio. But what the radio did do at the time, it made more people aware of us. So when they saw the advert come through their door, It made sense. Oh, I've heard that name before. It does work. Advertising works, but it's a numbers game. It's no good just doing a little bit. You have to do a lot. And it can be very, very expensive. Noam Chomsky. Manufacturing consent. I like Noam Chomsky. He's a very interesting man. God, how old is he now? He must be in his 90s now, isn't he? Noam Chomsky? Hello, David. David Donald. What did you say about his insurance? So the American insurance industry has been targeting all the countries with, national health care. Canada, Britain, Australia, and France probably then. And the reserves of the insurance companies are inflated assets. Whoa, that's naughty. Well, you got Palantir, for instance, and not just a data company. They also with the Palantir. That's what's it called now? There's another company that is owned by Palantir, and it's supplying or managing a lot of the doctors' practices in London. There's about 40 different practices that it's managing in London. Hello, Gingers. Hope you're well. So a big Chomsky fan. I love Chomsky. He's a good guy. He's very, very clever. Chomsky is a Russian asset. Says Maiden was a CIA operation, and says that Russia was provoked and defending themselves by invading Ukraine. Well, that's bollocks. I don't agree with him on that, obviously. That's just ridiculously stupid. He's the same as Jeff Sachs. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard him speak of that sort of stuff. That's obviously more recently, isn't it? But it's a long time ago. To me, he's done a lot of who's that other guy as well? Oh, he's a Jewish guy. Oh, I can't remember his name now. Bit like Chomsky, but a lot younger. You talk about flyers. Not sure if you know, only 0.5% to 1.5% of them ever get looked at. Yeah, exactly. Depending on the day and time that they get put through the door. That's true. No, that's true. A lot of them are just wasted. So it's not great for the environment. But it worked. They did work. Especially with the older places, when you had like sheltered housing and that, they definitely worked. So, yeah, I didn't realise that, Steve McGowan. I hadn't heard him say that. I hadn't listened to much of his stuff, to be fair. There we come. Paragon is like Palantir. Ooh. They've got things everywhere, haven't they? And Palantir's just everywhere. And obviously got this data and servers and God as well, so it's just horrendous. And, and other technologies. It's like Richie Sunak's father-in-law. This is the other thing about Richie Sunak, right? While he was the Prime Minister. He's getting all this money from money that his wife was earning from her father's company, because she's got like so many shares in it. What's it called? Events. I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, they were operating in Russia. And he said, it was my wife's business when he got caught out. It's my wife's business. You're benefiting from it. You just built a swimming pool with her money and you're about to dip your toes in it. And you expect the national grid to alter the grid about so you get electricity to your massive swimming pool up north. it's just these people are on another planet. They really are. It doesn't excuse you. But, the press did. Excused him. Oh, that'll do. But if it was Keir Starmer or Rachel Reeves or anyone in the Labour Party, and same if it was, for instance, if it was the Democrats, They'll be on your back like a ton of bricks. It's just such hypocrisy. Oh, blimey, I crossed the Sahara with Young's grandson. A long story, and a good lord, what a time. Sounds really cool. Oh, Zappa was a prophet. Yeah, okay. Don't they make like waterproofs and stuff and sports clothing? Uh, 2 plus 4, 2 plus 2 = 4. Damn it! Wow, blimey, well done. There's Male Hair who puts out a Christmas wish book. The stalls in the mail have coupons and special sales in the book. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we used to have something similar to that in the UK. It's like a voucher scheme. So you buy the book, in this case, and people would advertise in the book, but offer like 2-for-1s and stuff like that. And that was really, I mean, it was called that, but that was a really handy little thing. Me and the missus used to use that a lot. So we just pay for one meal and we'd have 2 meals. So yeah, cheapskates us. And the book was like 20 quid. It was it was really cheap, really. And we used to use it a lot. Oh yeah, good point. Let's mention it. The Epstein files. We would like to see the Epstein files. In fact, the whole world would like to see the Epstein files. And considering that Prince Andrew has been chucked out, yes, the nonce has been chucked out, Balmoral or wherever he was, and I think I put him at Frog Toad Hall or something stupid, I don't know, wherever it is, Toad Hall, or Frog Manor or something, I don't know, or Frog Cottage, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, he's had to move out. He was refusing to before, but he's been removed of all his titles. So, yeah, good. Now, when you read in that book, I've seen some extracts from, I haven't read the book, not yet. If you get the hardback, it's like that 40 odd quid. That's quite an expensive book. The one by Defray, Jim Defray. But he's having like, he's being just greedy, all right? He didn't just have one girl, no. He didn't even just have a threesome, no. Including himself, there was 9 people in his little bed group. Second roll on. That's 9 witnesses, isn't it? Minus the one that, Defray, who's dead now. That's a bit suspicious as well, isn't it? I look on the bright side. Stephen Miller has been frightened off, he has. He's in military accommodation, he is. Crikey, where is that? Because I was listening, I probably haven't got it actually, not now, but I was listening to Steve, I know obviously there's Stephen Miller's voice, but his wife, Katie Miller, when she gets on a rant, she sounds just like her husband. The phrasing, the cadence of it all, they're like, it's like they practice together, you know what I mean? They sound just the same. I couldn't believe it. Hello, the vicar. So I'm waiting for Trump to use the excuse that the Epstein files were being stored in the West Wing of the White House. Oh no, the demolition company has removed everything. Oh crikey, they're all gone. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. He'd say absolutely anything. Like, oh, it was a wonderful meeting. Out of 10, it was like 12 with Xi Jinping, the Chinese president. No, it wasn't. That was cold. When President Xi went to shake his hand and what have you, did not look like a friendly greeting. That was frosty. That was frosty. Trump has got a very deluded impression on people around him. He doesn't read the room. He held his hand, all right, shaking it, for 27 seconds. I counted it. I timed it, sorry. 27 seconds. Shaking Xi Jinping's hand. Why does he do that? I know that Macron, he just squeezes tighter, which I think is quite funny. Oh, there we go. Now, there's about 24 states are suing Trump over these SNAP payments. People are going to have to, talking about struggling. People are already struggling. The amount of video clips I've been seeing recently, I don't know what you're paying. I'm just going by what I've seen. You don't know half time if it's just made up half these video clips, do you? But it's of food, the cost of food. There's something out there like, I don't know, no more than 10 items, and nothing really extravagant there. And it was like $250 for these like 10 or 12 items. There's some tins of tuna and a couple of packs of beef and a few other bits and pieces and a couple of bags of frozen this and what have you. It just seems like I have a lot of money. Who can afford to feed themselves? Now, some people could use this as a way of losing some. I could do with not being able to feed myself, because then maybe I'll lose some weight. I need to get my information down. So I've been told I can't take some of the medication I've been taking now, because they're saying it's not good for your kidneys. It's like most anti-inflammatories. Yes, the meeting with Xi was minus 12 out of 10. A bit like his poll rating. That's like minus 12, isn't it? I think it's on average around 37% now. People hate him, but yet he's got the best poll numbers ever. Really? Where you been looking? He's deluded. Absolutely deluded. Arkansas. How much is your food over in Arkansas? If you went into I don't know, Target or wherever, get your food, or wherever you go, what sort of price are you paying? Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. I would say Katie Miller is a little bit brown for Stephen Miller's taste. But Stephen Miller, if you look at his history, he's always had a thing for half caste and Asian women. He's always had a thing for them, but everyone used to mock him, and she's obviously the first one that didn't. Something like that, anyway. But she is as bad as he is. She's awful. She's also a very nasty, nasty person, she is. What is a record for an ambassador being sent back to their country for disgraceful behaviour? Are you talking about Pete Hoekstra? Oh, yeah, I'll talk about Pete Hoekstra, yeah. Oh, sorry. He's going for a twoofer. Oh, that man. He just can't take it, can he? He just can't take it. He'll give it. Last time he went over to Canada and said, "You've been nasty to us. You're saying that you hate us." Probably. You said you want to invade us. So he's went off on one, didn't he? About the boycotts and stuff and the elbows up and that. And then the other day, he was having a hissy fit because of this advert with Ronald Reagan, and they're still trying to go on that. It was an altered video of Ronald Reagan. That's word for word. It's just nuts. It's just like the strange thing is how anyone. It doesn't take a lot of research, does it, to find this stuff out, whether it's true or not. Nobody bothers though. They're so indoctrinated. All they want to do is, he speaks. It's like, in Toy Story when there's all these little aliens and that, in that big thing where the grab claw comes down and they go, oh. Just, oh, my leader. Or something like that. It's just, that's just crazy. No matter what he says, it doesn't seem to matter. He can say absolutely anything, and these people will believe him. Hook, line, and sinker they are. Just nuts. Oh, Columbia. Avocado, Columbia, 40 or so miles north of Nashville. Says Stevens. No foreign manufacturer is going to set up a factory up in Gunland. Gunland. The problem I see is if you're going to invest in the United States to build a factory, you need to know that the tariffs are going to be, if you move, especially if you're moving manufacturing from one place to another. But if the tariffs get knocked off later, you think, what the hell do we just invest all this money for? We might as well stay where we were. Car manufacturing in the United States is going to die a death at this rate anyway, and it's not, like the UK, it's pretty dead in the UK now. The Pet Fairy, it's American store. Originally from Los Angeles. A mule festival? What? What does that mean? So the Reagan National Archive, it's free for use anyway. That isn't copyrighted or anything. I don't know how you can copyright presidential addresses from the president. That's just be fair use, will it? I'm not saying that's fair use because it's an advert, but they're making a point. And the point is, they're just basically saying, aren't they? What he said. Tariffs are bad news. Bonjour, Monsieur Black. Jack Black. Oh, yeah. I am Steve. Something like that, anyway. Oh, dear. Rump doesn't understand that other people are real. He's just a psychopath. He's certainly a psychopath. He doesn't care that other people are real, I would probably say. I think he knows they exist. Because some have got little red hats on, they chant his name and he loves it. Suing, he's immune to the law. That's true, he is. A lot of this stuff is just, it's like token effort, isn't it, really? And obviously, regarding the Supreme Court and that, SCOTUS, if it ends up in there, it's likelihood is he's going to get his own way anyway. We don't know what's going to happen with the tariffs yet, do we? They might be ruled as being illegal, and then somehow they're going to have to pay him back. How that's going to work, I don't know. It's an unstable place to do business. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, because you just don't know where you are with them, do you? You don't. If you make anything in the United States, you've got to think about where your materials are coming from. If you make anything out of timber, what have you, lumber, well, you might be thinking, hang on, well, either we're going to be getting our certain exotic hardwoods from Asia, or we're going to be getting all from Latin America, like, I don't know, Purple Heart and stuff like that. Well, then you got, obviously, seed, whatever, you might be getting that from Canada. So there'll be all these timbers all over the place, and you've got to think to yourself, have I got a secure supply chain, Is it easy to source these materials to make this particular product? Well, no one knows anymore, do they? Because the tariffs are just on and they're off and they're back on, they're increased, they're topped up a bit more, and, obviously they're having hissy fits with Canada, and it's always going to be the case with him. It's just on, off all the while, or top up. Kool-Aid time, that certainly is. Oh yeah, I saw that poll, iconic one. There's a poll going about that. I can't remember the figures. I remember now. It showed Donald Trump in the minuses, basically about 30 odd, 37% approval rating. But it showed that American people loved Canada more than Trump, which was quite funny. I thought it was quite funny. So many people want to move there, and I did come across a video clip for which I've lost, but I came across this video clip of this Canadian woman in Canada, and she was really running her country down, but she was clearly a Trumper. You know what I mean? You could just tell. She's just not really thinking it through properly. And Canada's not going to be perfect, is it? But it's going to be better than a lot of other places. It's the same in the UK, it's the same here in France, it's not perfect. Nowhere's perfect. But, at least it's not batshit crazy like the United States. Because that certainly is batshit crazy at the moment. And nobody really knows what's going on. Businesses and, direct foreign investment don't know what to do. You've got what's going on in Georgia with Hyundai and LG. And that's an ongoing discussion. They can't get the people to go back. They can't make them. South Koreans aren't going to go back. They've got a fucking big problem there. They'd have to be paid a shitload of bloody money to go back there and have some pretty solid promises. Even then, they won't trust it. They just, they might give them a gold crown or something like that. But no matter how many gold crowns are, ICE will still be back again. They'll be raiding you again. During the, what was it, LA? I think it was in LA. Or was it Chicago? Well, Christy Nones was asked about, are you going to, you're going to leave them alone, so to speak, on Halloween, during Halloween celebrations, and no, she says no. We're actually going to up. They're going to up their attacks. These people are just evil, absolutely evil. They really are. Could you make houses out of soybeans? I don't see why not. I'm not saying you'd stack them all on top of each other, but I'm sure you could convert soybeans into some form of brick or block. You can do a lot of other high fibre organic materials, can't you? It's possible, I imagine. Maybe. Yeah, the South Koreans refused to return, and the government backed their rights. They can't make them go. It's a basic stalemate. They've got a skeleton crew down there. I mean, there's hardly anyone down there now. Basically, just doing the bare basics. A lot of the stuff they can't move forwards with. They can't move forwards with the factory. It's basically paused. And there's 21 other investments in the United States from South Korean companies, and they've all been paused. All of them. Nothing like shooting yourself in the foot, is there? You can distill anything. You can distill absolutely anything. You just distill your, yesterday's socks and your long johns if you want. I don't recommend it, but you can distill absolutely anything. There's a device you can get. It's a still called a smart still, and it's sold as a water purifier, but it's actually a still, right? So you could make your own alcohol that way. It's a really simple device. I don't know what they cost now, but I bought one years ago. It broke in the end. I overused it probably. It burnt out, and that was about £100. Certainly got my money out of it. Obviously, you weren't supposed to. So yeah. You've got to be careful though when you're distilling. You always make sure you drain off the first 50 odd mil and chuck it, because that'll be oh crikey, That'd be the bad alcohol, methanol. You don't want that. Make you go blind. You can make soy plastic, which can replace plastic utensils. Oh, that's pretty cool. Cups, straws, and trays. Now they are arriving here and seeing the exchange rates and changing their minds. Well, yeah, because the dollar isn't worth anything, is it? You know, if you're traveling to the United States, you're quids up, aren't you? But if you really want to go, that is. But the other way, you're not getting anything for your money. It must be horrendous. The value of the dollar's plummeted. But it looks like XRP is going to end up taking that all over anyway, crypto. That's very concerning. That's going to change things worldwide, that will. Really bad news. Oh, you can turn soybean into clothing too. Is soybean fibrous as well as being a grain, isn't it? But it's like stinger nettles. Stinger nettles are extremely fibrous. You can make rope out of stinger nettles, especially when they get a bit older. Very fibrous, and also soup from the young shoots. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, sea stone, but I think it's more symbolic. So I don't think they're not going to pay attention to it, are they? So can you fertilise your fields with soy? Well, I think the value I don't think they get the money back, will they? That way, I think they would like to be paid for their soybeans. It's like Trump said, "Well, they negotiated, so they're about to sell their soybeans now." No, no, that ain't gonna happen. Not overnight. The problem they've got is they've got nowhere to store the stuff. Nor be either stored in greenhouses or silos. But they've got nowhere to store it, so it can get contaminated. They've got to harvest it. They still have to harvest it or destroy it. Some are actually. Bakelite. Is Bakelite from soy? Is it? Canadians are great. I'm sure there's some numbskulls in Canada, just like there is everywhere else. But I have to admit the ones that I've come across have been pretty cool. That's not how you spell it, Counter Kev, but there you go. That might be what went wrong. Hemp, yeah, you use hemp concrete and what have you. They use that a lot here in France. Hemp concrete, alfalfa and stuff like that. There's all sorts of natural materials. Now, there was a board, oh crikey, made from straw years ago called stucco. And it was like a pressed straw board. And it was great stuff for building walls and stuff. And it has some insulation value to it as well, a bit of low U value. But some people were using it in the shower areas as well as everywhere else when they're building these houses. No, it's a really bad idea because it just rots. Just all the straw rots. But it is good though. It turns out that Balinese is just Novichok in Russian. Is it? Okay, I didn't know that. Really? From what I can tell, from what I've heard from people in Canada, as long as you don't wear that red hat, you'll be fine. And the same applies if you come here. All right, you'll get a bit of a frosty reception if people see that MAGA hat. Just don't wear it. It's a bad idea. There are some MAGA people here, though, to be fair, who do not understand. They just don't follow it. So literally, the radical left here in the United States means that Americans that disagree with Canadians and their progressive views. It just means it's like us. about that so-called wokeism and all that. It's just about being aware about people, Don't being, don't do stuff to people that you wouldn't necessarily do to yourself unless you're that way inclined, or, whatever you're into. I do not know. Keep that personal and private. Yeah, you should, yeah. I do not know. Keep that personal and private.
Bring out the gimp.
Yeah, you should,
Gimp's
yeah.
sleeping. Well, I guess you just have to go wake him up now, won't you?
I do not know. Keep that personal and
Bring out the
private.
gimp.
Yeah, you should,
Gimp's
yeah.
sleeping.
Right, here we go. Bear with me, I've got that running there. That's gone. And that's still playing. No, that's good. Bring out the gimp. But the gimp's sleeping. That he is. Seastone says, Chippewa. Cool. Love the different tribes. Thanks for that, Joe. Did we have a troll? Do we have people saying nasty stuff? Possibly. Possibly. Now, I know it was last night or night before, I can't remember, but Russia sent over 700 drones and missiles into Ukraine. Literally targeting all the power stations and stuff. I don't know about nuclear and what have you, but they're basically just trying to destroy their infrastructure. They basically want them all go cold over the winter, But 700. So every night now, I think because we're hearing it all the time, I think people just become desensitized to it now, and it's just, I think it's dangerous that we do. So air raid alerts were issued across the entire country overnight, and Ukraine's Air Force tracking Shahed-type drones, cruise, and ballistic missiles, as well as hypersonic Kinzhal missiles. And Russia launched 52 missiles, including 9 ballistic missiles and 653 drones of different types, according to the Air Force. Zaporizhzhia Oblast, residential buildings were damaged, 2 people were killed, 23 people, including 6 children, were injured as a result of the overnight Russian attack, which is, to be fair, that's actually quite a very low death rate for that amount of missiles, isn't it? But they're going for all the infrastructure. Yeah, like Ukraine have been. A 7-year-old girl was killed, 4 people were injured, this is in Vinnytsia Oblast. It's just, can you imagine that? I just living in fear like that. A lot of these people can't get out. They're stuck in occupied areas, and they can't get out. And they're literally hiding. The Russian drones have hunted and displaced civilians from their homes near the front line in Ukraine, and Reuters reported that on October 27th, that citing a new UN inquiry presented to the General Assembly. Well, it's like when Donald Trump met up with Xi Jinping, you'd have thought that maybe they would have had a bit of discussion about it. He said he did, but he didn't obviously get anywhere with it. It puts pressure on Putin, but Putin listens to anyone, is he? I ain't buying American anymore. Don't, if you can help it. So how is Russia getting all those drones? They're building them. They're building the Shahed drones under license from Iran, but they're literally building them. The problem is, where are they getting all the chips from? A lot of them are coming from the United States, coming from the UK, coming from Europe. Yeah, the rest of Europe, because they're in Europe. From the EU. There's some questions to be asked, isn't there? Some of these drones have got these AI chips in. These are like the NVIDIA AI chips. They've got Skylink internet systems on there. You know, Elon Musk internet systems. It's yes, okay. These latest round of sanctions have definitely made a difference, but there's, like you said, how are they building this stuff? Where are they getting the tech from? Obviously, China's supplying a shitload and all, aren't they? And North Korea. Well, a lot of their stuff seems to break. Well, they are building a huge amount of missiles every single day. It seems like the nuclear, you know, the United States has got like 3,000 nuclear missiles. Russia's got like 2.5, and then there's China, you know, is catching up. Pretty damn close. Now, Trump did say something that actually made sense. He said that he'd like to see denuclearization. Yeah, wouldn't we all? But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So it's always going to be thrown in your face, isn't it? You know, oh, they got nuclear. You know, Putin will threaten nuclear war, won't he? Like he always does. But you know, I don't think you can do that. It's just you're signing your own death warrant, aren't you? Now, two critically endangered tortoises have been stolen from the Indianapolis Zoo. But luckily they've been safely recovered. That's news. Okay, it's positive news. Oh, there's lucky little tortoises. That they are. And oh yeah, have you heard Crockett? She's accepted Donald Trump's challenge for the IQ test. That wasn't an IQ test; it was a cognitive test. Yeah, basically find out whether or not he's stupid or not. Even that, he cooked the books. Oh, he's still going on about tax and tariffing, which same as tax, the film industry and programs and stuff like that. How are they going to do that? Yes. Oh, excuse me. Starting to yawn, I am. Starting to yawn. Oh dear. Oh dear. Where are we? Steve McGowan says, we like 5% beer here, but we like drinking a lot more over time. I like stronger beers. I like 8%, but I tend to be slow. I spend too much time on going to the toilet otherwise. I know. Sorry. Okay. I know how we have not for EU products in the United Kingdom, so why not have self-destructing chips labelled just for Russia? Well, a bit like those pages that Israel sent into Pakistan. Exploding chips. Maybe. Diesel is a sticky part of the world's energy for construction, painted into the corner for excavators, bulldozers. It's dirty diesel, that it is. Hey Vincent, cheers buddy. Best yet, defund ICE DHS after midterm victory. That's where his power is. Please, defund it. Set up a new system, get new people, because the people are just assholes, aren't they? Thank you for that, Vincent. So Trump's secondary legacy is ticking off both Canada and Denmark. He pretty much gave me an ultimatum a couple of weeks ago regarding Greenland. Crazy. Trump's legacy, rearming the world, yeah. Look what's happening in Europe, for instance. The amount of money that's been invested into munitions, which is providing work for people, I suppose, but crikey. It's not great, is it? Building stuff. I don't know if I'd like that job, actually. Building stuff that kills people. No, I don't like that. It kills children. I definitely don't like that. I don't know if I want to do that job. Why can't we go back to the days when we had like tourniquets and stuff like that, you know? And trebuchets. Tourniquets. Yeah, just in case your leg gets chopped off or something, you know? Just a tourniquet, a bit of wood, twisting in a bit of old rag. Oh my Gideon, did you hear about I'm asking you a question, you can't tell me really, can you? Oh, you couldn't chat. Oh, Cash Patel has used millions and millions of dollars of your money to ferry about his girlfriend, 26-year-old girlfriend, you dirty little fagger, to all the matches. I can't remember what it was, rugby or boxing or some football. I don't know what it was, but yeah, in a chartered jet. It's like $200 million jet. So you imagine how much that costs to charter. Oh, you can go wherever you want. These people are just living the life of Riley, aren't they? You know, doing whatever they want with your money. Does the UK still make flowers? Make flowers? Well, the UK does grow flowers, unfortunately, but it's a bit harder now because it comes under phytosanitary. The rules have been softened a little bit, mind. Like, for instance, where I'm from in Norfolk, they grew a lot of daffodils and tulips, but they'd be sent to the Netherlands, yeah, to Holland, and then to be repackaged and sold back and sent back to us. It's crazy. Crikey, watch those people work, they're picking that stuff. You know, and daffs and what have you, narcissus and tulips. And that is little Romanian workers. They had that one were working down in Bond Farm in Norfolk, and it was just back-breaking work. They're just bending over all day. He slices them off, wrap them, you know, and then put them in his bundles. But it's just so quick. Hostage, not a girlfriend. Maybe. If you get over 3 nukes, it doesn't matter. I'd love to see the UK and France. It's my bucket list. Scotland would be a nice place to go. Scotland, the Outer Hebrides. I'd like to go to the Outer Hebrides. I haven't been, not yet. Maybe get on the motorbike, what have you. Beautiful place, from what I can see, anyway. The Dutch who settled in my region after World War II say our region reminds them a lot of the Netherlands, and we grow a lot of tulips, daffodils, lavender, and so on here. That's yes. Well, yeah, where we were in Norfolk, we got a lot of lavender, but they grow a lot of lavender here. There's big old lavender fields here. So, it's amazing. If you go at the right time of year, it's just like this swathes of blue lavender. It's gorgeous, and the smell, it's intense. Free the turtles! Anything but feed children, house the poor, care for the infirm and elderly. Yeah. But yeah, but then you obviously got all the poor, abused billionaires that must have their tax breaks. Yeah. God, I hate them. I really do hate them. It's like, a lot of these people are crazy rich now. Some of them came from nothing. It's like they've forgotten their roots. I think they're even worse than those that didn't. Those, who were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. 1,000 women for each man. Oh, blimey. Oh, I wouldn't be able to keep up, I wouldn't. I try. So the rules have been softened, but the UK is still sending pig carcasses to a company in northern Portugal to process and package them and send them back to the UK. Oh, I remember when they started doing that. That was nuts. If anyone didn't know, Brexit is absolute madness. It put up so much red tape up, and for anything with soil or wheat or germ, wheat germ seeds and stuff like that, flowers, for instance, meat and food, anything like that had to be covered under phytosanitary. And then if you were a bivalve mollusk fisherman, mussels and stuff like that, it's stuffed. It's stuffed because you have to basically wash them out, which is, I can't remember what it's called, that depurification. Depurification or anyway, they're basically like an irrigation. They put in these tanks and they filter through, and you have to do that. But you see, you take all the food out of their stomachs, and now it takes longer to get over the channel and go through all customs. They end up dying. Now, a lot of the fishermen now are actually dropping them straight off at port, but that's only the bigger boats. A lot of the smaller boats can't do that, so they've lost their businesses has just gone under. Brexit was the prologue for what is happening in the United States. What gets me is when I hear people who seem to think Brexit has been a big success. I think, where the heck have you been? It has crippled the United Kingdom. We've lost billions in trade, billions and billions in trade. Our GDP has been hit by about 6%. That's massive. We've had no growth since Brexit. Yet we've got inflation. We've had inflation. So everything's become more expensive, but people got less money. Why don't you answer questions? Have you had a question? Sorry. I do answer questions. To be fair, a lot of people who want to answer specific questions would do a super chat, wouldn't they? I can't even see it anyway. I haven't seen your questions. You're just saying that. That was a bit rude anyway, so why should bother? What is your question? I'm not going to try and hunt the question down because I can't see you on there now. So, or was it something rude? Some people got a real chip on their shoulder. No, I can't say it. I'm not going to way back there, especially if you talk like that. I like chisels. So do I. I'm a woodworker, so I'm supposed to. The teachers gathered you all in one room, so it would be easier to find the bodies. We did it. Oh my giddy aunt. Lovely. Yep, I'm going to do the same, Douglas. Oh, he asked nothing, did he, Joe? I didn't think he did. But yeah. Thanks for that, Joel. Anyway, I'd like to thank Joe and Mad Monk, who's not there now, but he's, the spanner's in the works for, we didn't have too many, though, trolls today, which is good. So it's appreciated. So thanks for joining us, and I might go live again tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, probably will. Oh, you want to get a tree, do you? I want to get a tear. a tree next month in AllShorts land. Yeah, very cool. There's links. There's links at the bottom of my videos if you want to do that. Know more about that. It's pretty cool. We're planting now as well, which is good. But we're not going to plant so late as we did last year because some of the trees we put in, I had to replace them. Not all of them, but 10%. Because we put them in quite late. We came on planting quite late, so we're going to be more intense now for later because they didn't get enough fruit on them, and it was so dry and hot this year. It's crazy hot, in fact, like 50 odd degrees. It couldn't, 45, 50. Well, it's bloody hot. And just obviously the ground becomes dry and dry and dry, and the deeper it goes, and then enough fruit on there. So unless you can keep them watered, and there's too many trees to go out and keep watering now, there's just too many. So anyway, I'm going to call it a night. That's 1:40. That's not too bad. I'm losing my voice. And I want to sing like an angel tomorrow, you see. I've got to sing like an angel. Oh, yes, the fall colours. I do love the fall colours. And I've managed to source some Canadian maple. Some Arabella rouge, as they call it here. Dahlias still fly. I had some dahlias come into flower about a week ago. They hadn't flowered in the summer, but all of a sudden they start flowering. I thought, crikey, I'm going to forget frosts. I can't get them. Cool. Yeah, no worries. All I go. Trees are great, It's good for the old, like little animals, really. It's kind of, it's what we're trying to do anyway. Hey, nice one. Cheers, Willow Kiwi. Yep. I've got some seed coming, but also I've got a couple of little trees coming as well. But I couldn't get, they weren't very big, that's the only thing. I couldn't find any big ones. And I imagine it'd be really expensive anyway, really big ones. So the thing is, you see, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. It's the root you want. You want the roots to take. So once I've got a couple in now, I can start doing cuttings and get more of them because they're gorgeous. I do like those red maples. So yeah, anyway, thanks again. So I started yapping again, didn't I? Sod off, Marcus. I'm so tired. Not sleeping very well. Toodaloo. Thanks again for joining us. Much appreciated. Thanks for super chats.